Courting
Yes.
with one of the worst album titles of all time, Guitar Music.
Yanni.
It is undoubtedly one of the worst album titles.
No.
However,
You need to go post. What's the word? Ironic. We're
It's very
moving through
meta.
stratospheres here. This is so meta.
Yeah,
There's
we're gonna-
guitar in it.
well, Guitar
the
Music
point.
is the name of the album, Courting is the name of the group. 8 tracks to cover. I hope you enjoy this. And if you are a member of Courting, thank you in advance for making this album. What? Is that a little tease, maybe?
I'm
What's
so.
the
Callum, I don't know about you, but I'm very nervous about what you're
I am very nervous.
I don't
about
know.
what
I don't
Yanni's-
trust him. I don't understand.
show?
I don't.
Very, very coy. Very coy.
I want to know,
Like a
Yanni,
fish.
first of all, how many times have you listened to it?
I'm not going to take that away.
Okay.
How many times have you
Uh,
listened to it, Liam?
Several.
I think I
I love
did
that
my
number,
6th
several.
this afternoon.
Yeah, I think 6 or 7 times. Yeah.
Cosplay / Twin Cities is the name of the opener, or openers, if you want to think about it that way, maybe. Beautiful little opener from the what I presume is the cosplay side.
Are you reading
Um,
your My Hope note, sir? Right.
Oh yeah, sorry, beautiful song, great
Beautiful
female
vocals.
voice, yeah. No, and then immediately I'm attacked after the beautiful little opener, and I've just put, now the artwork makes sense. I was going to comment on it. Originally, I was thought I'm going to just bring this up in the album review about how I hate the artwork, but with the full picture, I don't now hate it. I hate the title, but the artwork, it makes sense.
I don't know how you've not also flipped on the title if you haven't flipped on the artwork. It's the same thing.
No,
God damn it.
I just hate the. No, it's not. I hate the title. The second half, Twin Cities, feels a lot like a Radiohead meets. Well, I put hyperpop, but Charlie XCX because that's been given. That's a reference they've named themselves. So I suppose I'll name that as well. So yeah. Definitely the right way to open this album, without a doubt.
Well and truly. Straight out the blocks, as they say. A bit Death Gripsy, a bit Radioheady, as you say. Just balls to the wall. I'm in.
Yeah, I think in a similar fashion to the opener on the Alex G album, it gives you a taste of what's to come from every angle. And yeah, I think it's just so clever how beautiful that opener is. There's something about that sound that's just really, really nice. And then to be attacked violently by that squeaky door situation or whatever's going on, so many noises. But then for that whole second half, there's that kind of obviously very kind of incoherent vocals, so I couldn't really make out what I was saying. Which is kind of just everywhere in your ears when you listen to it. And then there's to still be some melody and rhythm to all the just sound. Very well done. And this when I got to that point, I thought, okay, when the singles that come before, I was like, okay, we've got something here.
Moving on to tennis. Sorry, boys, I don't know if I'm still mad on this one. I don't hate it and I don't dislike it, but I don't know if I absolutely love it like I can imagine you two are sort of feeling.
I think it's my least favourite of the 3 singles. But that's not to say that I don't like it, because I do. It's an absolute banger. On the single version, does it come back in with a chorus at the end that it doesn't do on the album? Because I feel like that duped me a little bit when I was
I think
listening
it
to the
does.
record.
I didn't notice
But
the
anyway.
difference.
Well, maybe I'm just eager for another chorus.
Are you still going?
It
Carl?
did sound like you were ending it there, Carl.
It was, yeah, but I
Yeah.
just couldn't get that final word out, and I was just lingering on it.
I think this is a really good second song following that opener. The opener kind of really kicks you in the balls, get you going, but it kind of brings it back. It reins it back a little bit with tenor. I also listened to all of Courting stuff before this album today as well, just as a little refresher on
God,
well,
you
only Grand
do
National.
you do
really.
anything?
Well, I can work and listen to music, Yanni. God damn it. Grand National. And I think this is the kind of
on, is
closest to the to the older stuff from them. This was a very good bridge single. Obviously, I think it was the first single that they put out. It's a very good bridge between that era of Courting and obviously a very different new era of Courting. I didn't love this much. No, I take it back. I enjoyed this as a single, but I enjoy it a lot more now. Definitely, I think in the context of the album where it's placed, and I just think the chorus is a banger, which that's only grown on listening to this album a few times.
Banger alert.
Banger slapper.
One of those comments you made, I will also be making later on. When? Where? You'll know. Moving on, we've got Loaded. This one has grown on me since we first covered it. Yeah, I like this one.
This was my favourite single of the three. Arguably my favourite Courting song before the release of this album. Maybe.
Okay. You had me there.
Fair.
Yeah,
No, yeah. Honestly, Yanni, just you wait. Crass was on Grand National. That was tied.
Yeah.
The chorus on this one, like Liam said with Tennis, the chorus on this one is incredible. I love the auto-tune before the chorus in the I'm Not Your Baby bit. I think it works perfectly. It's just such a good track. So good.
Yeah, I mean, 100% everything you've said there. The one bit that gets me every time I listen to it the most is the very first bit when he sings "I Just Can't Stomach It."
Yeah,
and it's got those. What did you say?
With a bit where how he says later turns me on a bit. Don't know why. It's a bit weird.
Well, the bit I'm talking about is where it's almost like the two like glitching kind of set of vocals, and it's like the way it kind of flickers between them.
It's she.
Listen back to it, you know what I mean. But it's wunderbar, and yeah, the whole song is just great. The energy is immaculate, unbeaten. This is what you need, and again, it just feels so. You say it about the rest of the album. It's so fresh. It feels so different. I can't think of another band that sounds like this.
No.
And that's quite exciting in its own right, I think. You asked earlier, Callum, and
I did.
assume what that was for, but about what we'd compare this to. And I think the comparisons are fair, which maybe we'll touch on at the end, but they're only hints.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like they've really taken some well-loved ingredients and made their own curry from it.
Moving on, Famous.
Oh
yeah, man.
Oh,
yeah, man. There's something about when those guitars come in that just I get instant nostalgia for like early 2010s rock, but it doesn't feel like dated, out of place.
No, yeah.
I mean, this album has so many different twists and turns, but nothing seems out of place, even though it blatantly is out of place. It never feels like it. It just, this is one of the first songs that I heard on the album, and I thought, I'm very glad we're going to go see these in a couple of days. Very, very, very glad.
Talking of that,
yeah, man.
I'll talk about it when we get to that song. Never mind. This is my favourite song on the record, I think.
I think
Mix. There's another one which Liam, you'll know because you saw my tweet. Yanni, I don't know if you did.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, well, it's between that. And...
He watches.
I observe from afar.
Just the melody is incredible. I love the "Thank You for Being My Forever" part. I love the abrupt ending. It builds up to just such a frenzy, and it's just it's almost like unbearable to you know what I mean?
Calm down.
No, it is. It feels like it's so far on the edge to being fucking hideous to listen to.
Yeah.
But it's incredible. It's so far to going over, but it doesn't.
I feel like we were talking about this Sports Team last album we just covered. The energy that they're trying to get is what this song achieves. And you're spot on with like the energy side of it, because like I listen to it again, because this is the one I've been listening to on repeat, because it's the shorter one of the ones that I very much enjoy. Spoilers. But every time it gets to the end, I just feel like I don't know how they've managed to make it that energetic without it just all going to shit.
That's
Because-
what I was trying to get at. Yeah.
I think it's because this song, at its core, structure-wise, melody-wise, is guitar music. Good old-fashioned 2010s, in-betweeners soundtrack guitar music. But there's fuck all guitars on it. Obviously there are, but there's so much other stuff on it that keeps it fresh and keeps it new. That this is the song that embodies the idea of the title for me. This song, I think this is unbelievable. This is absolutely my favorite song on the album. I can't believe how excited I feel right now just talking about it. This is this is why we do this podcast. But for a song I've listened to so many times over the last few days,
it's the shared enjoyment, I think, that's adding to the excitement. We're all finally admitting to one another how much we love
we've
this
kind of
track.
kept it a little bit hidden. But yeah, just listening to it back now, it's just it's an incredible song.
I'm going to use
first album.
I'm going to use the word, mate. Just sorry.
Go on.
Slapper.
Go on. It's a slapper.
Slapper.
For a first album, and for less than a handful of tracks that have been released before this, incredible. I genuinely was shocked that Courtin, and this is not meant detrimentally at all, in the most positive way, that they managed to achieve this song. We saw them just under 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Supporting sports team. They played football at least 3 times.
Yeah.
They had 3 or 4 songs, if that. And this is genuinely it feels like I feel almost proud of them, in a weird way. Not that I don't know them, but knowing that we saw them at that point and now they've reached this is kind of a beautiful thing,
Yeah, man. Moving on to Crass Redux. That riff always reminds me of Slaves. It's never not going to remind me of Slaves. Enjoy the lyrics on this. Definitely an improvement on the original. Makes it fit so much better on this album. I listened to the original just for sake of argument, and if that version had just been copied onto here, it would have been so weird and so out of place. The things they did on this to make it fit, they were needed, and it was very well done.
See, I completely agree with what you've just said. It needed to be redone, but as a standalone recording, I prefer the Grand National version. I feel like this feels slowed down a little bit. Feels like it's just, I don't know if it is, but it just feels like it's, I don't know what the word is, meandering a little bit. I still love this track. I said before, before this record was released, it was definitely joint favourite with Loaded. Might have been my favourite. I like the glitchy sounds to make it fit. It does work better, but I feel like it just misses that rawness of the Grand National version, which is a shame. But it's still the same song, and I still fucking love it. So
yeah, no, I think I prefer this version as well. I just think it's kind of dirtier in a way. But I understand what you mean about how the original sounds a lot more kind of whatever word you used. I can't remember what it was.
Fucking raw.
Raw. Was it raw? I was going to say raw, but I can't remember. That's what he said. And yeah, I get that. But I
the fuck.
Whatever they've done, it definitely works within this album very well. I'd be interested to know kind of when that and the rest of the album are recorded time-wise, if they were similar times. But yeah, and I think the electronic sounds towards the end rather than the original outro, very good, works very well, and it's just an absolute. I'm going to use it. Slapper.
Moving on to Jumper, another single. Again, my appreciation for this track has grown significantly. I put, yeah, man, good shit. And I think at the time I thought this one seemed out of place. We commented that it seemed too different, but on the album, it does not.
Well, boys, I'm moving on up in the world, and I have recently interviewed Sports Team for my job.
Sports Team.
Well,
A sports team. Shit.
Courting, you mean?
I've recently interviewed Courting
Wait.
for my job. Professional.
You'll get fired.
And and whoever completed the interview, I assume it was Sean, said that they wanted to have like a respite at this point in the album, but didn't want to do it with a simple, slow ballad. And I completely agree that it works perfectly. It is a good old-fashioned pop love song.
I had a little
it
laugh
works
there
perfectly.
because I was going to use that exact quote without giving it kudos, without realising it was from your interview, Callum. Which is proof I've read it at least. But yeah, I think it works very well in this spot. I think it's just an alright banger. I think the last chorus, the way that's sung, is really good. And yeah, as you said, Jan, it's just good shit. It's good shit.
Yeah, man. Speaking of good shit, actually no. Speaking of great shit, we've got Uncanny Valley Forever.
You're breaking me, Yanni.
I've used this word on a different album, but this is beautiful. It's quite Buckner at times. Well, a lot of the time. And the ending was fantastic too. Guitar parts in this are just absolutely fantastic. Well thought out, if they were thought of at all. And yeah, I just second favorite.
Second favourite. This is not on the set list for the gigs they've done so far in the tour.
Oh, damn it.
So if you're listening to this, we're going to have to put this out before... I mean, I know the main episode, but this individual one we'll have to put out before Friday, Yanni. So there's a job for
We'll
you.
put this one out first.
Fantastic.
We'll put it this on tomorrow.
Please play
Wednesday,
it.
Thursday.
It's a hometown show. Please play it. And please have the red variant of the vinyl available to purchase. Otherwise, I'm gonna be
They will
upset.
have some. I've already asked Sean.
The red ones?
A limited. He said they should have 50 copies.
Oh,
that's
fucking
fucking
hell.
That's sound.
We should be right.
But yeah,
We've got
completely agree with Yanni. The Black Country New Road vibes are apparent. The delivery of "Why Does My Mouth Taste Metallic" gives me a funny bum. And Yanni,
Yeah.
again, I say this very often. This is such a you riff. I really think it is. Not as like a main riff, as a background riff. It just reminds me of you.
Thank you.
But this song itself, holy fuck, I was not expecting
Yeah.
a track like this to come from Courting. And again, I don't mean that in a
I
derogatory sense.
Yeah, I
But,
forgot
wow.
that there was an 8-minute, well, almost 9-minute long song on this album. Because again, sorry to spoil things, I had this on in the background, and this song came on, and I thought, this is going on for a lot longer than the other ones. Not in a bad way, but I had to remind myself that this was quite the length of a tune. But every second of it is worth it.
Yeah, doesn't feel like 9 minutes at all. Or 8.5 minutes.
Hi guys, I'm here too.
Oh, Liam, yeah.
I also love the song. I think the comparisons to BC and our Friends Forever are fair. Both in the riff is fairly similar to Sunglasses, and just in general style of the overall song, but it feels cheap at the same time because it also feels like it's a cousin. You know, it's a cousin of BCNR. It's of a similar time in the world, but to lump them together in such a way does feel cheap. And yeah, I think this song is incredible. The end part, which I think is known separately as Angels, I think. I don't love. To be honest, I'd say that's probably the weakest part of the whole album for me. Which, considering it's not very long at all, doesn't really say much. Like, it's fine, but I kind of actually wish there was more from it. Like, it gave a bit more. Just kind of feels a little bit throwaway. But yeah, Uncanny Valley Forever. Everything, like the lyrics and stuff are just incredible. incredible, beautiful, incredible. Yeah. Next song.
Nice. We end this album with the song PDA, which of course stands for what, Callum?
Perfect dicks available.
That's right. Subscribe to Fools on the Hill YouTube channel.
I was
If you've not
thinking
already.
personal dick assistant.
Um,
Sounds
Yeah.
All
like a
about the
dick.
dicks. We
All
are
about
all
the
about
Yeah,
the
absolutely.
dicks.
Strangely festive, I thought this track
Yeah.
was. Don't know why I spoke on that. Don't know why I said that like Yoda. But yeah, I thought this was strangely festive. And I thought it was a nice closer. Nice way to round off the album.
Yep. Kind of lost its way after Uncanny Valley for me. But it's still very good. I've listened to it a lot in isolation, and I think it's a great track. But in terms of the track list, I think Uncanny Valley is such like a whirlwind that it ruins this track ever so slightly. But I still really like it.
Yeah, I think this is probably the weakest song on the album for me, but that doesn't really put it very low in the grand scheme of things.
Put it this way, it'd be the best one on Gulp.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so rude. It's what was I just saying then? Yeah, I like the bass on it, and I like the kind of just the rhythm, that kind of like festive. Feels like a carnival ride, like a merry-go-round. I like that, and I think it's pretty solid close to the album. And it just kind of well encompasses what the last however long has been. It finishes 30 odd minutes. Very well. Just like I did this interview, this review. See, fucking smashed it. What a great way to round it off.
Yeah.
Just like PDA.
Brilliant. Callum, please tell me your rating.
Well, it's going to be a high one. Put it that way. I've got one overall gripe with the record, and it's only really a semi-gripe. And it's on like the first 3-4 tracks, maybe. There's like a static glitch in transition sound. It's definitely the end of Tennis, and I think it might be at the end of Loading. It's purposely there, but it just winds me up. It's like it reminds me of YouTubers when someone tries to say a funny joke, it doesn't land, and then someone feels the need to add that sound to go to the next scene. But I feel like I can get over that. But other than that, this is genuinely one of, if not my favorite debut albums for years. And I mean years. I can't give it full marks. I have toyed with the idea, but I'm going to give it a 9.
Liam.
When I tell you that I am toying, I just don't know what to do with myself. I kind of feel like I've mentioned that there are points that I love overall, but I
Yeah.
think as a full album, it's very well crafted. It's ordered perfectly. It's the perfect length. They didn't overstay their welcome at all.
Been saying this for years, mate. 30 minutes.
Spot on.
Caught in. When album 2, 3, 4 come along, stick to your roots. You said you don't want an album full of dross. You've got a perfect album here. Well, not perfect 'cause it's a 9.
Well,
Unless
you
it's
did
Luther
call it,
Van.
did you?
In which case, pop it on.
But in terms of like a cohesive sound, while also exploring the full kind of realm of those sounds, I think they've done a very well job. Very well job. Yeah, I said it right. So fuck it, I'm gonna give it a 10.
Oh, I
Full
really want to
mark.
also give it a 10. I'm not gonna lie to you.
When I think back, and we gave Gang of Youths a 10, which I'm not disputing. I think this is up there of Gang of Youths.
Do you know what? I'm gonna use my one thing per year, and I'm gonna give it a 10 because I gave everything a 10, and I think this is ever so slightly above.
What?
Did you really?
Yeah, I regret giving everything a 10. I do regret that.
But
I would have given it a 9 in hindsight, but I was very excited. But yeah, I'm genuinely changing my answer. This is not through peer pressure. I'm giving it a 10.
Well,
I just want to say from the I want to ask postal question. Did you expect my review of this to be as
positive.
What?
No.
positive as it was? No.
No.
Okay.
No, not at all.
I like to keep you on your toes, so I'm
Did a
glad.
good job of that, mate.
glad.
Yeah.
However, that being said, because there was a couple of songs that weren't as good as others, I'm gonna have to give it a 9 out of 10.
You have to be different, don't you?
It's not perfection.
You have to be different.
It
It doesn't mean it's perfection.
It does. So yeah, 9 out of
Wow.
10.
Thank you, Courting.
I saw
See
them
you
tweet
on,
before
see you on Saturday. Friday.
saying that they've got a chance of charting with this, and I think that's really sad. Like, obviously, it's great,
Yeah.
but fucking hell, buy the album. I've not even bought the album yet.
A certain other band are one of 4 to possibly number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
If
they're looking
there's
at
any
possibly
justice in
getting
the
top
world.
40. But yeah, you're right. I haven't got the album either. But like,
No.
I'm 100% going to now. I've heard
Yeah.
it. And
To be honest, I just don't really want to pay
that's not their
£5
fault.
postage. It's an expensive record as it is. £5 postage. Come on.
I think
given it a
that
10.
I feel like I want to apologize for the lack of faith in this album. I didn't have a lack of faith. I don't know. It just kind of wasn't.
I did.
I didn't.
I really
It
did.
just almost.
You
I
proved me
almost
wrong.
let it pass me by. I think was the thing. Like, I really enjoyed the singles, so I don't know what it was. For some reason, I prioritized buying 6 copies. No, I didn't buy them at all. Of another album, but like
5.
it's. Nah.